Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We're outside today to talk about housing your rabbits outside. This is actually a good thing to do in the winter so you can see what you need to do to keep them happy and safe. Slate and Mr. Otterton are locked up today. Loki is free. She's doing her thing. Cats are just doing their thing. So your rabbit's home is one of the most important factors in making sure your bunnies are happy and safe. First thing is about exactly where you put their home. Rabbits are better in the cold than the heat, so worry first about direct sunlight. They like sun, sure, but they absolutely need to be able to get out of the sun. A shady area is your best bet. So we're under all these trees here. In the summertime, they have plenty of shade, okay, because they have all these trees to protect them. A shady area of your property is best. Treed is the best, but if you can't have a treed area, put them on the shady side of your house or wherever. Loki's in the cat house chewing on leaves. Heat kills rabbits, so if you have to choose between a colder shady spot and a warmer spot that's always in the sun, pick the shady spot. Rabbits do best in about, if you're in the States, it's Fahrenheit, so 50 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit thereabouts. About 10 to 21, 22 degrees Celsius if you're not in the States. A little higher is fine, but about 85 degrees Fahrenheit or 30 degrees Celsius is really your upper limit, okay? So you need to pay attention to that. They're going to get uncomfortable above that limit, but it won't necessarily kill them. Expect them to consume a lot of water. So don't let that water run out, especially in the summer. They need to stay cool. Consider bottles filled with ice and lay these in their hutch so that they can rest against them and stay cool. Staying cool is really, really important. Have a plan. If you can't keep them cool outside, get ready to bring them in when it's sweltering. When it comes to cold, you don't have to worry as much. Right now, it is minus 20 Celsius, which I'm converting in my head, I think is around minus 5 Fahrenheit, so about 5 below Fahrenheit. But Celsius, it's about minus 20. These guys are fine. If they have shelter to keep them out of the snow and out of the wind, they are fine. It's cold right now, and these guys do not mind at all. Okay, it's cold enough that I actually wear boots. Oh no! If you know me, you know that I don't put boots on for just any temperature. Okay? It's very cold and it's actually kind of windy. We're in a sheltered spot here, so you don't really see the wind. You don't really see too much movement in the trees, but it is actually very windy. Hi. So they are actually fine in the winter. Summer can be a killer. There are a couple of other things to consider when you're deciding where to put your animals, where to put your rabbits. They can smell a little bit, so think about your neighbors. But if you want lights, you might need to be close enough to the house to run an extension cord. I don't worry about that. He's just going to dig a hole and eat some snow. I don't worry about that because I use solar lights. So if you need to run a cord, consider how long you want to run that cord when deciding where to put your rabbitry. But you can't just use solar lights. Also, your rabbits need water. Now, that doesn't mean you need running water. We don't have running water here, and in fact, it's winter, so running water's in the house. It's the only place to get running water. Okay, in the summer, we have a little mobile sink, a little mobile outdoor sink that we hook up, but it's winter now. That's not going to work. So, you don't need water in your rabbitry, but you do want to consider how you're going to get water to your rabbits. So, I just bring out water, pitchers full of water every time we come out and dump it in their waterers. I dump the ice out of the waterer and then I just put fresh water in. You can do running water if you like. There's Slate in there. No, he's still not trapped. There's no door on that hutch. It's just something for them to play in. Before you begin constructing your rabbitry, you should decide whether you're going to keep your rabbits on wire or not. I'm not really going to talk too much about keeping them on wire. I don't like it. I don't do it. Okay? So, if you are going to keep them on wire, that's your choice. I'm not really going to cover that. I did it once. I didn't like it. I'm not going to do it. I prefer to sweep out shelters a couple times a day instead of trying to keep them on wire. I do not like that. So if you don't have time to clean your hutches or cages daily, then I would actually suggest you not get rabbits. Okay? That is my suggestion. Because I don't like keeping them on wire. I'm not going to keep mine on wire. Hi, Medieval. Yeah, you're a beautiful guy. You're a beautiful guy. So no matter which type of floor you choose, wire or solid, some of the same considerations apply. First, you have to weatherproof. Hello, Loki. Yeah, hello. So you have to weatherproof your rabbitry. Okay? That's important. So how you do that depends on what kind of shelter you have. If you're going to keep them on wire cages, that's actually hard because you can't just put a wire cage outside. They're going to freeze, or they're going to get wet, or they're going to swelter, or whatever. So that's another reason I don't really talk about wire too much. There's a lot of considerations, a lot of things that can happen, that can go wrong. So if you're using hutches though, likely they already have some kind of protection. Most hutches have solid roofs and a little house in addition to the little wire run they're on. Hi, cats. So they're probably protected from the rain already. They don't need a ton of insulation. You might want to add a little insulation or wrap a clear tarp around the hutch part. It's not necessarily something you have to do. Like, we don't have to, even though it gets to 40 below here. I don't have a problem. These Rexes, they have really plush coats and they're actually really fine, even in the colder weather. Okay? You're gonna just pee right there because Mr. Otterton did? Okay. So you just need something that'll keep the snow off and the wind off. Okay, they have to get out of that. So you also want to think about your predators. Hi, Mustache. So we don't have a ton of predators here. Okay, we don't really. We have coyotes, we have foxes, we have raccoons, but none of those bother these guys because we're actually really close to the house. Okay, we have the barnyard between us and out there. So we actually have quite a lot of protection from predators, and I have this wire fencing and they're in wire kennels. So you do want to think about predators and what you have to do to protect your animals from the predators. So figure out what you have that might prey on your bunnies in your area. It's the other reason we have bird netting over these kennels, just so that an owl can't swoop in at night. That's why these guys always get locked up at night. We just want to protect them. So predators are a threat, but they're actually not going to be your biggest threat. You know what's most likely to take out your rabbits? What normally kills people's rabbits? Dogs. Not feral dogs either. Someone's pet. That's the way it goes. Somebody's pet. Maybe it's your own pet, maybe it's the neighbor's, but most likely you're going to lose rabbits to dogs. So that's what you have to think about when you're predator proofing is dogs, because it's crazy, okay? Dogs will get your bunnies. My dogs don't. My dogs are actually really awesome, but not everyone's dogs are my dogs. So you want to be prepared for dogs to get your rabbits and predator proof appropriately. Think, can a big dog get into this? Okay, so can a big dog get into here? In theory, but these are actually dog kennels. Okay, so they are designed to keep dogs in. They should keep dogs out, and we do have this wire fencing as well. You know, you do the best you can. It's not a guarantee, but you do the best you can. So, it's actually really cold out here right now. Yeah, and this isn't as cold as it's going to get. It's only the beginning of December. It's going to hit 40 below. Pick your scale, Fahrenheit or Celsius. But in about a month, it'll be 40 below. It's fantastic. And no, I don't worry about these guys, even in 40 below. I do not worry about them. Okay? It's not really difficult. Now, if you're going to house rabbits outside, probably you're going to start with hutches. I know I did. I started with a rabbit hutch. But they are not without their downsides. They're more money than traditional wire cages for starters, but that's okay because we want our rabbits happy and healthy. But they also have some wood on them, so your rabbits might decide to chew the wood. That's actually not the worst thing in the world. As long as you're just aware that it may happen. Loki's in her house there behind Princess Orange. But just be aware that the rabbits might chew the wood, okay? They might. It's not that big a deal. You might want to paint your hutches. Use an animal-safe paint. You can actually get barn paint at a lot of hardware stores, but it'll just make them last longer. So you'll see we have a lot of these, you know, prefab. We have a cat house. We have houses for rabbits. We have chicken coops over there. They're fine. You're going to have some people tell you, oh, you can't use those. They're not good enough. Yeah, they are. Just give them a little quick paint job so that they're not horrible and they don't break down in the winter, in the rain really. But we use all of these prefabbed for chickens, for rabbits. You can use prefabbed hutches, no big deal. Okay? Another option is a wired dog kennel like we have. This is my favorite so far. I absolutely adore the wire kennels. I think they're fantastic. Okay, this is what I choose to do. This is absolutely my choice. I like these wire kennels. Obviously, if you have smaller rabbits, you're going to want to add a smaller wire, but this keeps our full-size Rexes in just fine. Okay, I like these because I can put little dog houses in them. They allow easy access. They're easy to clean up. This is my choice. There are, of course, a lot of different ways you can house your rabbits outdoors. This is my favorite. Okay? This is what I choose to do now, and this is what we'll probably do forever. I've done a lot of different things. I started with a hutch. It was a nice hutch. I even built my own hutch. I first started with a prefab hutch, then we built one. But ultimately, for rabbits, I like this. It's a great setup. It allows you easy access. So if you can do something like this, you might want to consider it. These are just dog kennels. You get them at Walmart or Home Depot or wherever you shop. You can get these, you can get them on Amazon. So that's what I really like, and that's what I really recommend to people. All right? But I am going to wrap up this video, and we'll talk more about housing your rabbits when I go inside, because it's really, really cold. So probably tomorrow's video will be talking about other aspects of housing your rabbits, including housing them indoors. So that's about it for us today. See you tomorrow.